Once these walls around us fall down, we are not going to jump on the glowing pads we see before us. I repeat, we are not going to jump on the glowing pads that we see before us. Those are a one-way trip down to the first encounter. So what we will do is we're going to carefully walk up to that Lost Finds cache in front of us. We're going to pop our Pure Essences, pop our Re-Razors, pop our beginning actions, and then we are going to refill our holster back up to 99 out of 99. And then once we're ready, we are going to stand on our party's markers, A, B, and C for alliances, A, B, C, and D for alliances A, B, C, and D, and then the 3 is E and the 4 is F. If you forgot which alliance you are in, you can ask your friends. Yes, a great point that I always forget to mention for some reason. This is considered an instance if you AFK and do not interact with the game. If you don't click on it or press a button or do something, you will get unceremoniously yeeted out of the instance, and there is no way to come back. We will have vets in the chat periodically reminding people to move your character, turn your camera, interact with the game in some way, shape, or form, so that you do not get AFK kicked, because if you did that, that would be super tragic.
UI and it should work.
UI edit does not work anymore.
This is also a great time to mention before I forget that the Re-Razors and Lost and not Lost Light Curtains, just Light Curtains, can be dragged onto your hotbar and used directly from your hotbar like an item. If you do not want to scramble to open your holster in the middle of a fight, you can drag them onto any empty hotbar space you have. Okay, if your party members are all clear of the Lost Finds cache, please ready check your parties and report in Yell chat. Okay, I see A, B, D, and F ready. C is ready. Okay, so what is going to happen right now is that parties A, B, and C, you are going to take the left jump pad to slimes. Parties D, E, and F, you're going to take the right jump pad to golems and hop down one voice channel where you are going to be led by Opal Jade.
Yeah, you will. If you're in DNF again, please make sure you drop down one voice channel.
Again, if you are in parties D, E, and F, and you're still hearing my voice, please drop down one voice channel to the Golem's voice channel where you will be led by Opal. Okay. So can I get one tank and one healer on 1, 2, 3, and 4? Okay, it looks like we already have one tank and one healer. Can I get 2 DPS each on 1, 2, 3, and 4? Okay, let's see. Tomato soup and spine grinder, you can be at Bravo. And, Ellen, can you go to 2? And anyone who is not on a waymark right now, go to A. I don't think we'll need all 3 of you, so, Rose, can you go to 4 and, the remaining, and yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, okay, we have 2 tanks on 1. That's fine. Rez, you're just gonna be a fake DPS. You will be doing the DPS's role, pulling red slimes. Okay, tanks. If you have done the 3-2-1 strategy for slimes before, jump. Okay, and okay, I was just trying to get an idea of the experience levels of everyone else. All right, healers, if you know what you're doing, jump. Okay. Okay, cool. Just want to get an idea of that before I start my spiel. All right. So, welcome to Slime Side. So, this is our first encounter. It is basically like a puzzle encounter. It is not a DPS check. It is not a boss. What it is a coordination check. So, our win condition for this is to have 4 5-stack green slimes all finish fusing and cast rupture within 10 to 15 seconds of each other. And if that made no sense, that's okay. I'm gonna break it down. So what is going to happen is the first once the store opens and traps are percepted, I am going to call for Tank 1 to grab 3 slimes. So, Tank 1, you're going to grab 3 slimes out of like the green viscous clots that are kind of hanging out in the hallway after the door opens, and then you're going to pull them back to your pad where they will fuse. And then after that, I'm going to have Tank 2, 3, and 4 each in order grab 3 slimes out of the middle hallway and then pull them back to their rooms. So as the slimes get pulled, more will spawn in the hallway, so there will be an infinite pool of green slimes to pull from, and then they will bring them back to the pad in their room to fuse, and when one small green slime fuses with another, it will gain 1 stack. So in the end, we will end up with tanks 1, 2, 3, and 4, each with a 2-stack green slime. After that, I will say tank 1 grab 2, and then tank 1 is going to run out and then grab 2 slimes, and then bring them back to their room to fuse that on top of their big green slime, which is already there. Tanks 2, 3, and 4 will then each grab 2 green slimes each, according to my callouts, and then they will bring them back to their rooms, and then they will fuse with the slime. the big green slime that is already on them. So after these 2 rounds of fusion, what should happen is each of the tanks should have a 4-stat green slime on them that they're tanking on like the big green pad. So tanks, that is the majority of your job. So healers, this is where your job comes in. So once your tank has that big green slime with 4 stacks on their pad, your job, and I will call this out, is to run out into the hallway and pull one green slime each. So you're going to run out, and then you're going to find a green slime, and then you're going to hit it with your glare, your broil, or whatever your single target like burst spell is. So not your dot, because if you dot it, they can start like bouncing between 2 healers, and that's really awkward. So grab one. Hit it with your glare equivalent, and then you're going to drag it back to the corner of your room. So once all of this has happened, and I see that the tanks each have 4-stat green slimes, and the healers each have 1 green slime pulled into the corner, and if you want like a visual reference for where you're going to be during the slime clear, there's a picture posted in DRS Learning 1. I am going to say tanks target your healer slimes. So if you're a tank, you're going to click on or tab target your healer's green slime, and then I'm going to say 3, 2, 1 provoke. So when the tanks provoke their healer's green slimes, they're going to drag them into the hitbox of your really big slime, and make sure that both slimes are centered on the pad. So this, and if this happens, they should fuse, and then we should end up with a 5-stack green slime on the pad, and it will start casting Rupture. So that is the role of the tanks and healers. In addition, tanks, as your slime gets big, it's going to start hurting you more, so make sure to roll your mitts. Minimize self-healing if at all possible. Self-healing can pull aggro of random stuff, which is something that we really want to avoid. Healers, make sure to heal your tank if you see that their health is getting low. If your tank is not in your party, you will need to watch their health bar directly on top of their heads, so make sure you just don't let your tank die. Okay, so tanks and healers, if you understand what I said, come jump on the ghost. If you don't, please ask your questions. Okay, Ilya knows what they're doing. Alright, you can go back to your markers now. And the markers correspond to the relative position of each of your rooms. So 1 is going to be the southwest room, 4 is going to be the northwest room, so on and so forth. Okay, DPS. So if you are a DPS, or if you are a tank and a healer who is not participating in anything having to do with the green slimes, your job is very simple but very important. While all of this is happening, there will be red slimes, sanguine clots, dropping from the ceiling in each of the rooms. You must pull these red slimes immediately. They will tether aggro to the first person who hits them, and then pull them into your far corner. So if you are in the southwest room, you will pull them into the southwest corner, so on and so forth. And then you will burn them down with your fellow DPS. This is very, very important, because if the red slimes are not burned down, they will attempt to fuse with the green slimes that your tanks and healers are working with. And if that happens, a big red slime will immediately start one-shotting every person it targets one by one, and lead to a virtually unrecoverable situation. So there's a whole bunch of you in each of these rooms. For redundancy, compete with your friends to see who can pull the red slimes the fastest, and then burn them down. Building gauge is something to consider, especially if you are a job that needs gauge, that really needs gauge, such as Red Mage, Reaper, or Machinist. This is not a DPS check. You should not need to use your lost actions. You should not need to use your gauge spending skills, since there are so many of you. So kill the reds, build gauge, stay alert. DPS, if you understand what you're doing, come jump on the ghost. If you don't, please ask. Yes. Res, once more, you will not be a slime tank. You will just be helping DPS down the reds. So people at A and B, your job is to stand on the glowing pads and just burn down Boston soldiers that spawn. They do a point blank AoE, don't get hit by it, you can stun it, you can run out of it. Just hold aggro on them, make sure that they don't run to any of the tanks tanking the green slimes, and then just DPS them down as they spawn. Okay, so last few things to mention. There are traps. There will be a trap in the middle of the hallway, and then there will be traps in
North 2 rooms.
Yes, the north 2 rooms. If you are assigned to a northern room, so if you're on 3 or 4, just be careful. Do not run past the middle until LUM percepts the middle trap, and then be careful going into your rooms until the 2 traps are percepted. Last thing, our exit strategy. When all 4 big green slimes start casting Rupture, what we are going to do is we are all going to run out the north hallway and all the way to the spot that I just flagged. We are all going to go to the very edge of the bridge, and then we're going to all cuddle up together so we are out of range of the Rupture AoEs. That should be everything. If you have any questions, please ask. Tanks, if you are tanking slimes, please turn on your tank stance. As Azazel, you can turn on your tank stance too to hold the Boston soldiers easier. And that is about it. If you have any questions, please ask. It is very important that everyone understands what they're doing here. As like I said, this is a coordination check. If not, I am going to say slime's ready.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I pop light curtain like now, like.
No. We'll tell you when to use light curtains. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Did I really finish before golems, or
No,
something
they've been ready for a while.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't reply.
Okay.
Do not use Cure 4 here. You might draw aggro.
Yeah.
Do no AoE healing.
Yeah.
No AoEs in general.
Yeah. Great point. Don't.
If you really want to, before the door opens, you can hit a Cure 4 to give your party the bravery buff, but it's super unnecessary. And yeah, dancers, if you want to dance, you should do a standard before so you can build gauge, but we don't have any dancers.
When this door opens, we are not going to run ahead. We are not going to run ahead of our Perceptor. I repeat, we are not going to run ahead of our Perceptor. There is a trap in the middle, and if you hit it, you will kill yourself and all of your bestest friends. All right, and we are off. Middle trap has been found. Tank 1 grabs 3, and then head back to your room. Tank 2, get ready. All right, Tank 2 grabs 3, bring them back to your room. Tank 3, get ready. Please burn down the red slimes as they drop. All right, Tank 3, go ahead. Tank 4, get ready. All right, Tank 4, grab these. Tank 1, get ready to grab 2 when the next set spawns. All right, Tank 1, grab 2. Tanks 2 and 3, get ready. All right, Tanks 2 and 3, grab 2 each. Please do not fight over them. And Tank 4, get ready. All right, pull them back to your pads. Make sure they're centered on the pads. All right, Tank 4, grab 2. Healers, get ready. All right, can my healers 1, 2, 3, and 4 each grab a slime, bring it back to your corner. Please do not fight over them. There are enough to go around. Keep killing those reds. All right, tanks. Please target your healer's slime at this time. And then I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, provoke. Provoke now. Provoke your healer's slime now. Make sure you're dragging them through your big slime and centering the hitboxes of both of them on the pad. Do not move until you are sure that they have fused. All right, looks good. Everyone grab everything and head out the north door. Out the north door. We're gonna run all the way to the edge of the broken bridge. You cannot fall off. Healers, feel free to rescue people if they are lagging behind.
Ooh.
Alright, good job. Check that you are not dead. Check that your bestest friends are not dead. And then go ahead and take that glowing pad to our first real encounter. Okay, welcome to Trinity Seeker. Make sure to pick up the chests at the bottom of the stairs. Like it was said in shout chat, all loot in DRS is personal. I cannot pick up your chests for you. Okay, so welcome to Trinity Seeker. Elian, do you have the markers? Beautiful, thank you. Okay, so Trinity Seeker is going to be our first real encounter of the, yes. This is an enraging boss. It does have an enrage, so now we are going to start using our lost actions, using food if you have any, pots if you have any. We want to do as much damage as possible to kill this boss before it kills us. Trinity Seeker is very similar to, has very similar mechanics to normal mode. If you still remember normal mode, if you don't, that's okay. It is just that they happen without telegraphs, and also usually multiple of them at once. So I'm going to go through a few of the most important mechanics. The first is going to be Mercy Fourfold. So you see how he has those 4 big swords? He is going to light them up in turn and then slash half the arena in turn 4 times in the order that the swords light up. Unlike in normal mode, you cannot wait until the swords until the AoE comes out and then dodge. It is not fast enough, so we need to remember the order and then dodge accordingly. I will call the sword slashes. I call boss relative, so I may call something like right, left, in which we will be right of the boss for 2 slashes and then left of the boss for 2 slashes. I may call front, back, which is front of the boss for 2 slashes and then behind the boss for 2 slashes. I may also call something like front, back, front. You get it, so on and so forth. So the mechanic that will happen immediately after that is called Seasons of Mercy. There will be a crisscross ice AoEs on the arena, and then a big glowing silver orb will do a gaze attack, and then there will be a small pink flower on the ground which will expand into a very big pink flower. So the order of resolution of these mechanics is you're going to dodge the ice AoEs, and then you're going to look away from the orb, and then you're going to get away from the flower. This mechanic is quite hectic. It can be hard to keep uptime. If you struggle to keep uptime, drop GCDs if you need to, in order to dodge. And this is something worth reiterating because resing is so difficult here. Your life is worth more than any GCD. If you are new and you need to drop GCDs to do mechanics, there's absolutely no harm in that. Death is in 100% damage down. The other mechanics we will see is going to be the knockback or hide behind a barrier from normal mode, except this time there will be no telegraphs. If his swords are glowing, it will be knocked back into a barrier. If they are not glowing, it will be hide behind a barrier. He will also do the Iron Splitter AoEs, in which he will target either all of the Yellow Sand AoEs or all of the Brick Blue Stone AoEs. There will also be baiting chains and breaking chains. We may or may not see Earthshaker markers above your head, which need to be taken away from the party. It's all stuff that's pretty simple, and and also Ifrit dashes, which are just explosions around the edge of the arena, followed by clones dashing in turn. The mechanics are all fairly easy to understand and easy to read. It is just they happen very, very quickly, and a lot of them happen, at the same time as each other. I will do my best to call them out. However, just for transparency purposes, this fight, I am still a fairly inexperienced host and caller, and this fight is not one of my stronger ones. But I will do my absolute best for you guys. In addition to that, if you are not Himbo Hooters, if you are not the main tank, please turn your tank stance off. Reminder about raising. If you raise, don't go. If you die, don't go AFK. If you raise, walk out of the death wall and pop a re-raiser before you start pressing buttons. And with that, yes, Lorianne will haunt you if you go AFK, and also if you forget to pop your re-raiser. Okay, if no one has any more questions, get on the Seaway mark if you are ready. So instead of having every party ready check, we usually just ready check to see if everyone is in front of the purple line or in the correct marker or on the correct marker. I will say that if you stand in front of the purple line, I'm going to assume that you are ready. Just because if we herd everyone onto the Seaway marker can take some time. So if you're standing in front of the purple line, be ready to pull at any time. Waiting for Monker Herman to get in front of the purple line. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely no worries. Okay, so I don't know if Cam is doing a countdown or Himbo is doing the countdown, but countdown whenever you're ready. Oh, here we go. Okay.
No, just do them.
The Rens are on a very consistent timing. You will see once it starts happening, so.
You'll basically just want to open with Ren, and then Wobble will follow it up, and then you'll follow up, and Wobbles falls off, etc.
Alright, and we are off. Use lost actions, use food, use pots, do as much damage as you can. We're going to start off with a raid wide. Cure Force, heal up your party. Do not over mitigate this. He is going to spawn a clone. This clone is not going to do anything. Keep doing as much damage as you can to the boss. And we are going to our first Mercy fourfold. Crossover pattern. Okay, we are going to go left, right, right, left. Left of the boss, then right for 2, then left again. Crossover, right of the boss for 2, and then crossover again. Look away from the orb at 1. Get away from the flower at 3. Look away from 1, then move toward 1. Move toward 1. And then we're going to get underneath the boss, in the boss's hitbox. Everybody in the boss's hitbox right now. Do not be with the main tank. Get away from the Knot 1. The Knot 1 is not moving, you are moving. Get away from the main tank, get away from the main tank. Continue to stay away from the main tank, please. And we are going to stack for these chains and then break chains, and then we're going to have a knockback or hide. Get knocked into a barrier, get knocked into a barrier, get knocked into a barrier. Make sure you're in front of a barrier, make sure you are in front of a barrier. And I think this is it for dashes. Okay, we're going to head toward 2. Head toward 2, and then we're going to rotate in front of a barrier. We're going to rotate in front of the barrier at 3. In front of the barrier at 3. Be in front of a barrier, be in front of a barrier, be in front of a barrier. And then we're all going to line stack on 3. Line stack on 3. Do not be caught alone. Do not be caught alone, please. Line stack on 3. Line stack on 3. And then we're going to stay stacked, and then we're about to go get out of the orange. Get out of the orange. Alright, Iron Splitter, be on yellow sand and then immediately get intercardinal of the boss. Yellow sand and then intercardinal of the boss. Alright, intercardinal of the boss, intercardinal of the boss. Max melee is safe but scary. Intercardinals of the boss, please. Alright. And if I remember correctly, this is fourfold and dashes. Alright, head towards 3, and then we're going to rotate around. Alright, we are going to go left, left, right, right. Left of the boss for 2, and then right of the boss for 2. Left of the boss for 2, and then right of the boss for 2. 1, 2, across. And then we're going to look away from the orb at 4, and then get away from the flower at 3. Move toward A, move toward A, move toward A. And then we're going to bait these chains and then break chains. And this is a raid wide. And more tank busters, get away from the main tank, get away from the main tank, get away from the main tank. And I think this is fourfold with iron splitters?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Crossover again. Okay, we're gonna go front, back, front of the boss, but first brick blue stone, under the boss's stone, under the boss's stone, get under the boss, and then cross over, wait for 2, and then cross back and get on yellow sand. Alright, cross back over, get on yellow sand, yellow sand. And then one more random one. Be on brick blue stone, under the boss's stone. Okay, we are going to look away from the orb at 2 and then get away from the flower at 3. Move toward 1. And this is another raid wide, and I think get under the boss. Alright, under the boss's hitbox. Or just kill it. Alright, good job everyone. We have a few dead, please get them up, and then we are not going to run ahead. We are not going to run ahead. There are traps ahead. Healers, please raise our dead. Stand on a body if you are raising them so that we don't double arise someone. And then we are going to slowly make our way around these traps and to the Dahu Arena, except it is not actually the Dahu Arena because the Dahu does not exist. You might say, what do you mean the Dahu doesn't exist? I see a Dahu. No, you don't. We are not going to look at the Dahu. We are not going to target the Dahu. We are not going to acknowledge the Dahu. The Dahu does not exist. We're just all gonna kind of chill here, like in this hallway, and then we're gonna have some. We are still not going to pull the Dahu. This countdown is not for the Dahu. The Dahu doesn't exist anyway, so it's kind of just like a thought experiment. I just accidentally overwrote the markers for Dahu if he existed, but I guess we don't really use them anyway. Okay, cool, thank you.
Don't play
Okay,
it. There's
so-
a whole bunch of people running in. Not that way, Malka.
Okay, so in the meantime, the only thing you really need to know about Dahu is don't stand in orange. There's going to be a lot of orange. Don't stand in it. The other thing you need to know is that if you get a marker above your head, so these markers will be dots. A lot of people refer to them as limit cut. It might be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. You are going to take them out to one of the ads on the wall. There will be a bunch of ads on the wall. They're not targetable. They just kind of chill there and do annoying line AoEs. So if you have a marker above your head, you're going to take it out to them. Wiggle around if you need to make sure the marker is on your head and not your friend's head, or vice versa. We have a DC and A. We're going to wait for them to get back. In the meantime, how's everyone doing tonight?
Awesome.
Breathe, God, breathe, woman.
Apparently I sound like this when I give presentations at at my work/school too.
Oh shit. We're gaming.
Did you get pattern 5?
You got pattern 5.
No, I just remembered early enough that I can hold the duel. Let me know when you guys kill Dahu so I can stop holding it.
Do we have to hold Dahu?
We're waiting for. Wait, why are we waiting for a DC on Dahu? Are they in the arena?
No.
Oh,
We haven't pulled Dahu yet?
auto
No.
breath.
I'm the DC. You can just pull. I don't need this cast.
You don't
Okay.
need a fragment of loss.
No, I feel like
Okay.
that was.
All right, everyone get in the Dahu arena.
Yeah, whatever.
Why have
I
so many
was
times to
just
hold this
freaking
duel?
auto braining there.
You know, don't enrich Cam.
All right, there's going to be crocs dropping from the sky. Get out of the orange. Stay out. Keep staying out of the orange. Continue to stay out of the orange. All right, Dahu's dashing south. Don't be in front of Dahu. Don't be in front of Dahu. Dahu's dashing again. Don't be in front of Dahu. Don't be in front of Dahu. All right, get out of this cone. Do not get turned into barbecue. All right, there's going to be a bunch of annoying orange AoEs. Keep staying out of them. Don't stand in orange. If you have a split flame marker, take it to an ad on the wall. There is no uptime. Take it to an ad on the wall. And then we're going to have a left-right shockwave soon. We're going to dodge out of this and then into it. Out of it, and then into it. And use lost actions. I did not say that, but use lost actions. Get knocked into a safe spot. Any safe spot will do. Gamer dash if you know how. Get knocked into a safe spot. Alright, we're gonna get on Dahu's right shoulder. We're gonna get Dahu's right shoulder and follow these cones around. Middle of the second one is safe for caster uptime. And we are about to have some ads. Keep our main tank healthy. This will be heavy damage, and then everyone else, please kill these ads. Think
Don't
about
bother
building
moving off me.
gauge. Think about building gauge for the next fight. Okay, next we have everything everywhere all at once. Please continue to stay out of the orange. There will be a lot of orange. Dodge out of this and then into it, or just outrange it.
Dahu is dead.
Very important thing that I did not mention. Please use your lost actions on trash. If you were previously told not to use lost actions on trash, we are not doing that here. We are going to use our lost actions on every fight. The longer the fight lasts, the more mechanic we see, and the higher chance that people die, and dying is relatively costly in this content compared to other content. Yes, last chance to grab your seeker chest if you forgot it, before you take this jump pad down to Queen's Guard.
You should have one runner splitting foot.
Alright, there are no traps here. Feel free to make your way to the Queen's Guard arena. Okay, I see someone already put the markers up. I need reflectors on these markers. If you are a healer or someone who has like more than like say, okay,
4 or 5 items.
I think everyone here knows what they are doing. If that is not the case, please let me know and I will dispel. Yes, I will dispel. I don't like making other people do that, so I will do it.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, welcome to Queen's Guard. These bosses do not have an aggro range, but you will pull them if you auto them, so please do not attack them. So the Queen's Guard explanations are going to be kind of long, and this is because a lot of these mechanics are going to reprise in the Queen fight. If you would like a visual reference for some of the stuff that I'm talking about, please check the DRS Learning 1 channel in Discord, where I will be posting, I've posted a bunch of helpful visual diagrams to reference for the explanations that I will do now. Okay, I will just kind of run through like this fight's timeline, explaining these mechanics in order. The first thing that's going to happen is these bosses, we're going to fight all 4 of these bosses at once for a short period of time, and we do have a living duelist. It is Cam. So all tanks at this point, I would like you to turn on your tank stance. We are going to fight for aggro over all 4 of these guys in order to protect our duelist. He'll be generating a lot of aggro, so we want to make sure that he doesn't get auto to death. After that, they will jump, and then the knight and the warrior will fall back down. Here we will see the first major mechanic, which is the Spellforged Steel Sting tether. So healers, this is where your Spellforge and Steel Sting comes in. Whichever color the tether is between them, they will be virtually invulnerable to that type of damage. So they have if they have a yellow tether, your physical abilities will do nothing, and if they have a purple tether, your magical abilities will do nothing. This is why you need Spellforge and Steel Sting. You need to override the damage types of your fellow party members in order to in order for them to actually be able to do damage on the boss. So if you need a reference for who needs Spellforge and who needs Steel Sting, that is the very top picture of the set of diagrams. Note that there are some classes who do hybrid types of damage who will need both Spellforge and Steel Sting. If you have 2 healers in your party, you can decide who is applying Spellforge and who is applying Steel Sting, and then apply it during the countdown. Don't apply it now because it only lasts for 5 minutes. If you're the only healer in your party, you need to wait until the tether comes out, and then you just apply whatever is needed. If you do that, please prioritize your duelist and your main tank. If your healer has pre-applied them to you, then it is possible that you will need to right-click them off. If that is the case, please be careful not to right-click off any important buffs. If you would like to make a macro, the macro line that you will need is in DRS Learning 1. The next mechanic that you will see is the bomb mechanic. So there are going to be bombs all over the arena, and it is possible that you are tethered, and it is possible that that the bombs are tethered. At the same time, the knight is either going to do a sword omen or a shield omen. So first, the bombs. If the bombs are not tethered, then if you have a tether, you will go to a small bomb, and if you do not have a tether, you will go to a large bomb. If the bombs are tethered, if you have a tether, you will go to a large bomb. If you do not have a tether, you'll go to a small bomb. If that's overwhelming, A, I will call it out as it happens, and B, an easy way to remember is to count up the number of tethers between you and the bomb, and your bomb. If it is 0 or 2, you're going to big. If it is 1, if it is 1, you're going to small. We sometimes like to say double or nothing, go big. At the same time, if the knight is doing sword omen, we will be taking a bomb on the very outer edge of the arena. If it is a shield omen, we will need to get knocked back from the center. So if you look at the second picture in DRS Learning 1, it gives you an illustration of the direction that you will need to be knocked back. You do not want to be in the line of the knight's dash, and you do not want to be somewhere where the bomb is exploding. So it's basically being knocked back diagonally toward the knight, but not onto his face. The next mechanic will be wind and lightning AoEs. So there will be big wind and lightning AoEs on the ground, and you will get a tether or not. Tethers will go to wind, non-tethers will go to lightning. Don't be in the overlap, and then we will collapse in on the knight in the middle, and then dodge some more AoEs coming from the knight. That can all be called out on the fly, so I won't spend too much time on it. So those are the important mechanics for the knight and warrior space. Next, we have the soldier and the gunner. So the first thing that the soldier and the gunner is going to do is one of the more important mechanics that we will also see again during the Queen. We call it the show hole, or the Mustadio mechanic. So if you remember the Mustadio fight in Orbal Monastery, or failing that, the one CE in Zone 3 Zadnor that spawns the Lion Duel. Basically what you have to do is you will have a little yellow horseshoe around you that will cover all sides of you except for one. You will need to show the hole in the horseshoe toward the gunner in the middle, and then towards some turrets on the wall. So there will be some AoEs going off at this time. I will call the safe spot for it. So we will move to the safe spot, and then show our hole to the gunner, and then to a turret on the wall. When you're showing your hole to the turret, make sure you're not standing in an overlap. That is the most important mechanic. Following up, there will be some gun turret ads that we will need to burn down, and then if we see past that, we may see fiery and icy portent, which is if you see a fire effect on your screen, stop. And if you see an ice effect on your screen, move around. So same as Seed of Sacrifice or a Dramalech Orbs from Castrum. And again, this will all be called out. Just giving a preview so that people have some familiarity. Lastly, in the last phase, the Queen's Guards will stand on the intercardinals of the arena, and we will need to DPS them down. However, there will be a few twists this time. First, that there will be spiritual spears spawning all over the arena, and they will do pulsing AoEs. If you are not one of the reflectors, please do not stand near them. The AoE will kill you. There will also be aura spheres spawning north and south. So for these aura spheres, our tanks will be if you still have your invuln up, you will be turning your tank stance back on and then fighting for aggro over the aura spheres. If you get a big marker on your head, you will need to pop your invuln in order to survive the ensuing hit. And then for everyone else, we will burn down the aura spheres. At the same time, the Queen's Guards on the intercardinals will be doing coat of arms, putting up the hexagonal shield-looking things. Those will parry you if you hit them. So when you see coat of arms casting, stop damage, and do not hit on the side that has their weird hexagonal parry shield thingies, or you will get stunned and knocked back, and we may laugh at you. Okay. That is a quick rundown of Queen's Guard mechanics. If you have any questions, please ask in party chat, alliance chat, voice chat. Otherwise, get in front of the purple line if you're ready. And can we have the regular Queen's Guard markers?
Is there a question, Zach? Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Oh.
Countdown whenever you're ready. Whoever's doing it.
Yeah, all tanks tank stance on.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
AFK,
AFK.
so.
Oh, okay. We will wait for our AFK. So
My bad.
all tanks tank stance is on for the opener. And then fight for aggro, provoke any Queen's Guard that you do not have top aggro on, and then when they jump, immediately turn your tank stance off, unless your name is Stack or Himbo. Let me know when the AFK is back.
Looks like it's back.
Can we ban Opal?
Okay, waiting for Edzuki to get in front of the purple line. Okay, countdown whenever ready. If you have 2 healers in your party, you can pre-apply the spell steal, yes. Okay, we are going to use big openers, lost actions. We're going to do as much damage to these guys as possible. Tanks fight for aggro. And we will shortly have an AoE coming out. Please do not do that during fights. Cure Force, heal up your party. Alright, they are jumping. Warrior to the wall, knight to the center. A little more love to the knight for now, as it will go invuln. And we're gonna wait for our first tether. Okay, we are applying purple. Click off yellow. We need Spellforge. We do not want Steel Sting. And we are going to our first bomb mechanic. Check if you have a tether. And it is Sword Omen. We will be taking a bomb on the edge of the arena, the very edge of the arena. If you do not have a tether, go to big. If you have a tether, go to small. If you tethers to small, no tethers to big. Tethers to small, no tethers to big.
Edge of the arena.
Edge of the arena. If you fall first, go where a bomb just landed. Okay, back on the bosses. Warrior is boosting. I will dispel. And we're about to have a raid wide. Feign Addle Reprisal, Cure Force, heal up your party. And we will be shortly going into our Wind Lightning mechanic. So our tethers will be going to wind, our no tethers to lightning, and then we are all going to collapse in on the knight in the center. Tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning. And remember, do not stand in the overlap. Tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning, and then everyone in on the knight in the center. This is a shield omen, so we will be getting out north, out toward A, out toward A, out toward A, out toward A, out toward A. Warrior is boosting. I will dispel. They're pretty even, but make sure they die at the same time. Cure Force, heal up your party. Please heal the warrior, and good to go. Okay, well, you no longer need Spellforge or Steel Sting. Feel free to overslot it if you need to. Okay, and we are going to our Mustadio show hole mechanic. Remember, the gunner is in the center. Some fire is going to spawn. It's going to turn into frogs. Okay, our safe spot is going to be at 4. Go in the direction of 4, and then we are going to show our hole to the gunner in the center and then to a turret on the wall. So first gunner in the center, wait until Queen's Shot goes out, and then turret on the wall. Alright, now point to a turret on the wall, please. Alright, back on the bosses. They are even. Tank busters. And AoEs. Cure Force, heal up your party. And we will have our gun turrets spawning shortly. Our main tanks will pick them up and invuln sniper shot. Everyone else burn down the gun turrets. Alright, turrets are spawning. Everyone else burn down gun turrets. Gun turrets are #1 DPS priority. Main tanks, remember to invuln sniper shot halfway through the cast bar. Okay, up next is Fiery Icy Portent, if we see it. Move, move. Keep moving. Do not
Doesn't
stop
matter.
to cast. Okay. Slimes north, Golem south. Reflectors to your positions. Slimes north, Golem south. Reflectors to your positions. Tanks fight for aggro on the aura spheres. If you get a mark above your head, use your invuln. Do not get parried by Coat of Arms. Coat of Arms is out. Do not get parried.
Oh. A and B missed.
Okay, Coat of Arms is out. Respect Coat of Arms. And burn down the wards. Ignore the next set of spears. Alright, good job, everyone. Is anyone dead? If there are people dead, please raise them.
Looks like they all bounced.
Okay, you will see that we have 2 chests. This is not because 8 out of 8 people have not cleared this duty this week. This is, in fact, because our duelist was successful in the duel. So everyone say thank you to Cam for the extra for the extra hand plate.
Bro, those fucking macros, they were so distracting I forgot to mimic during the countdown. I still have a fucking mimic.
Yes, like please. I have a sense of humor, but my sense of humor is limited. I am very invested in getting my new people to clear as much as memeing, so please use your discretion on this stuff. Okay, Elian, do you have the Phantom markers?
Oh, right, fuck.
Yeah. Okay, this is Phantom. We do not respect Phantom here. He is very easy. All of his mechanics can be called out on the fly. If you are a vet and you want to sit this out, please don't. We will have a break right afterwards before Trinity Avowed. If you are ready, come where the ghost is between the 2 and 3 markers. Do not stand on that purple wall. It will turn into a death and you will die. So move up a little to the people who are like in the back. Okay, we are using our lost actions. We are using our lost actions. We will be reslotting at Trinity Avowed. So please don't hold your lost actions, but please do think about building gauge. Building gauge is very important, especially if you are a red mage, machinist, or reaper. Count down whenever you're ready. Alright, and we are pulling Baby's first raid wide, Cure Force heal up your party. And we are going to go to either A or Delta. We are going to Delta. Everybody head over to Delta. There's going to be a donut. It's slightly faster than in normal mode. We're gonna walk our donut down. We're gonna walk our donut all the way down to the marker, but do not be in the death wall. Do not walk into the death wall. Alright, please keep your various appendages within the donut. We're gonna walk all the way to the marker, but do not walk into the death wall. Okay. We're gonna go to 3. Alright, we are going to wait 3 pulses and then on 4 and then go to 4. One, 2, 3, go to 4, and just kill it. Okay, cool. Do not run ahead, do not run ahead. There are traps ahead, there are traps ahead. I repeat, there are traps ahead. Do not run ahead until you see the trap has either been percepted or face tanked.
That took too long. Paladin sucks.
Okay, when you zone in, you are not going to move. You're going to stay absolutely still. You're going to stay absolutely still until the traps are percepted. Do not move until you see the trap in the vestibule. Okay. We are going to walk carefully around these traps. These are the most important traps in the entire instance. If you stand in the yellow trap, it will blow up and kill you. If you stand in the pink trap, I will blow up and kill you. Okay, welcome to the Trinity Avowed arena. This is where we will take our union mandated 5-minute break. Go get some water, grab a snack, take the dog out. We will come back at 27 past the hour. Please do not be longer than 5 minutes. Please do not get AFK kicked. And if you would like to spend some time studying up on Trinity Avowed, I will be putting some stuff in DRS Learning 1. And as always, feel free to ask any questions. to all our helpful vets in Yell Chat.
Let's go. I hit /random before the stakes were even placed.
Are we doing it based off the one in the?
I just hit the wrong thing.
We'll do the one that I mistyped.
So 779.
The one I mistyped in Link Shell.
Oh, I still need to move 6 heroism.
So I just rolled a 142.
6 heroism from an alt character onto this guy.
Oh.
Please, I don't want to owe 10 heroisms.
Damn it.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so nervous the entire time. I practiced the mechanic here.
Yeah, I'll stand.
What the fuck? Did I see those markers, right? I'm probably gonna mute myself once this thing starts.
Lynn, just give those 5 to Wobble.
Oh, the 5, okay.
Damn, I'm getting 10 heroism.
What? No.
Hmm?
No?
I lost to you, but I won against Lynn.
Ah. Now you're even and Lynn's down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, math. I'm stupid.
There you go.
The only loser in this whole scenario is Lynn.
Fuck you. Grabs you by the throat, choke slams you onto the fucking pavement. Now what? Now
I
what?
didn't die. Fun fact.
Yeah, that's the point.
If I'm dead, I can't use heroism.
No, it's the Aurora. You're having an Aurora Borealis, man.
In my kitchen?
Yeah.
This time of year.
Lynn, check reclears.
Yes. My thread?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking choke slams you. It fucking chokes. I haven't even gotten to my run in for 8 weeks.
I was on one like 2-3 weeks ago.
I was on like 2 weeks ago. My regular.
Listen, I'm trying to be a normal human being on the weekends again, and it's kind of working out.
Tap.
Nice. Meanwhile, me over here C2ing my profanes, as if that makes sense in any other context.
Bro, C2 is profane.
Can I get C2 tomorrow as well, Wobble?
Probably.
You don't need
They
full
only-
time on them.
They only need it every, like, 2 minutes.
Bro, C2 is profane.
I can mouse over my party, but I can chain 1 you.
Thanks. I'm gonna be
Maybe I'll do it.
starting Seeker on Summoner. Or Red Mage, maybe. If I feel like I hate my life.
Right, it is 27 past the hour. If you're not here, say not here, and also shame on you. Make sure not to get AFK kicked, please. Alright. Trinity Avowed. This is one of the tougher, if not toughest bosses in the instance for new people because it has personal responsibility. It has personal responsibility because it is impossible for the caller to call out each resolution combination of temperatures and where to stand. That is a-okay. If you are new, it is perfectly fine to drop GCDs in order to solve your mechanics. Once again, death isn't 100% damage down. It's also okay if you die. It's kind of expected on this fight, so please relax. There's no pressure. No one is judging you here, except maybe Cam. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go into Trinity Avowed mechanics. So Trinity Avowed will do 3 phases corresponding to each of her 3 weapons, bow, sword, and staff, each of them in turn. And then at the middle of the fight, she will toss in a little twist that I'll explain later, and then do slight variations on each of her 3 weapon phases. So I'm going to explain the first half of the fight first. So the first of the 3 possible phases is called staff phase. This is the one that is probably most similar to normal mode. This is where you have 4 meteors landing at the 4 corners of the arena, and you will have to walk in, and you will have to be in one of them in order to resolve your temperatures. Differences from normal mode are, first of all, there is no safe spot. So in normal mode, the middle was safe. Here, there is no safe spot because the AoEs are bigger, so do not battle Arise people during this phase. They will die again. The second thing is all 4 combinations of temperatures are now possible. So you can have a Fire 2 and Ice 2, Fire 1, Ice 1. And the third and most important difference is that instead of walking into your corresponding meteor, you are now going to get force marched into the corresponding meteor. So you will have a quick march or force march pointing you forward, left, right, or back, and then you will have to aim your force march into the correct meteor. The force march will take you about 2 squares, 2.5 if you are a ninja. If you force march from the center and point your force march correctly, it should bring you to safety. It should bring you to where you need to go. Make sure you don't get force marched into the overlap. Point it directly at the corner where your meteor is. So the next phase I'm going to talk about is Swords phase, which is quite different from normal mode. So a funny little GIF of how Swords phase works is posted in DR31. It is the last of the TA infographics. Instead of doing 4 separate sword slashes one after the other, she is instead going to spawn 4 clones, and they will each simultaneously slash in one direction. So as you can kind of see on the GIF, there will be one safe spot that is hit by nothing, and then directly cardinal of that safe spot is going to be only hit by 1 sword. So if someone can switch these markers to the normal markers, please, thank you very much. The safe spots will be on 1, 2, 3, or 4. There we go. The safe spots will be on 1, 2, or 3, or 4. I will call them out, and then everyone will be standing cardinal of the safe spot in order to resolve. So if the safe spot is 3, for example, you will be standing on okay, if the safe spot is 3, you will be standing on 4 or 2 or right of 3 or south of 3. If you stand intercardinal, you will be hit by 2 swords and you will instantly die. So basically identify the safe spot, which I will call out, look for the clone that you need to get hit by to be resolved, and then walk cardinal of the safe spot into the correct slash. So there are 2 sets of this. So for the first time this happens, new people, you can all stand on the safe spot and watch as the vets stand cardinal of the safe spot in order to resolve, and then you can resolve your own temperature on the second slash. So lastly is going to be bow phase. So bow phase is is different from normal in that there is the ladder is the sort of ladder or pipe game. You can look in DRS31 for a visual. It's above the gift for swords. Is more complicated, and there will also be no tracer lines. Since there are no tracer lines, you will need to trace them yourself with your hand, your controller, your eyes, whatever you need. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at your temperature, and then you're going to find the arrow that corresponds to the temperature that you need to get hit by, and then you are going to trace your you're going to trace the arrow, trace the path of the arrow down, find where it lands, and then you're going to move into the corresponding tile. So, again, feel free to drop DPS here if you need to in order to trace the line. Not resolving this correctly is an instant one-shot, and death is an 100% damage down. Okay, so in the middle of the fight, after she's done each of these 3 phases in turn, she will then introduce a new mechanic called Elemental Brands. So this is very, very important to understand how Elemental Brands work. So please listen up if you are new. So essentially, what the elemental brand does is it changes the point that you need to end at. So in the first half of the fight, when you don't have a brand, you need to end at neutral. In the second half of the fight, when you have a brand, you need to end at the same strength but opposite element of your brand. So if you have an Ice 1 brand, you need to end at Fire 1. If you have a Fire 2 brand, you need to end at Ice 2. So basically that changes like your solution. You now need to account for both your temperature and your brand. When you're resolving the mechanic. So now changes to each of the phases. Staff phase, which is the one with the meteors, there will no longer be a force march, but there will be clones doing unseen eye AoEs across the arena. There will be 1 safe tile in each meteor. I will call it out. If I am slow, our vets will be jumping on the safe tiles to indicate where to stand. Our changes to sword phase. Now, the fact that the sword slash twice, that there are 2 sets of sword slashes is relevant because you may need to get hit twice. If this happens, use the first slash to resolve your temperature and the second slash to resolve your brand if you need to get hit twice. Changes to bow phase. Second bow phase is really tricky because in addition to having to solve the pipe game and everything, you will also need to get forced marched into the correct square. And that is a lot. You have to calculate what you need to get hit by, you need to find your arrow, you need to resolve your forced march. If you are new, you will probably die. That is okay. It is what it is. Okay, so that is a basic rundown of the Trinity Avowed's more important mechanics. There will also be a bunch of some simple AoEs that you will need to get hit out of. It will be there point blank, get front or get back that I will call out. In addition, this is where the AoEs start having a bleed and really hurting. So tanks, if you have not already, slot over your secondary action with Lost Shell 2 and apply it to your party. If they click it off, do not give it to them again. Then, once everyone in your party has had shell applied to them, replace your shell with Ether Shield. When you hear me call out raid-wide Ether Shield mitigate, you will press your Ether Shield and your party will not die. Also, for your information, in case I'm slow on the call, the name of the AoE is Glory of Bostra. If you see that, press your Ether Shield. Okay, that is all, I think. If you are ready, get in front of the purple line. This fight will start off with a shared tank buster, so we will have our tanks up front with start up front with Himbo, pop a little bit of Mitt, you may or may not get hit. Alright, waiting on Tyson and Ilya.
last call for show.
Wait, use our magic battery for this fight.
It's the 8.
Okay, because I saw a magic in in FFX and I was very confused.
Why is it?
Yeah, swap your stream.
Because we don't have it's not a EX yet. It's Cure 4.
All right. While we wait for Ilya to finish this email, think of questions to ask if you're new. I'm going to assume this email is very important. He looks like that because she is like the tempered combination of like 3 different people who got like fucked up really bad.
No, I got this. She looks like that because Square Enix is lazy and reused Shiva's model.
She also looks like that because she's a really shitty take on Argilla from Digital Devil Saga.
She looks like that because she wants to. I don't know. I guess it's because you're judgmental.
You want a fun fact about Trinity Avowed?
You're about
you want
to
see all 3 people using their abilities that you see the same cast bars of in Trinity Avowed. Play the skirmish of Steel and Flame.
Oh yeah.
Your friendly NPCs are all in that fight that then become Trinity Avowed.
Hey, did you know that they're also introduced in the cutscene at the beginning of Baja? They are introduced in the same order as the normal mode phases.
Wow.
And
cool,
the three that make up PS are introduced in the same
Everyone stop
order
memeing.
as
We're gonna count down when we're ready.
I have to wait to count down anyway, so you guys can keep talking.
Okay.
Did you know that if you're a machinist and you use Dismantle, one of her arm stilettos or her face tits falls off?
You should dismantle and Bioblaster on pull.
Yeah, you should not do that.
Don't do that. I'm kidding.
Oh wait, shit, I need a tank to mimic.
Okay, when we pull tanks up front with Himbo, please, and pop a little bit of personal mitigation. And a food check if your food fell off. All right. And we are off. Lost actions, big openers, do as much damage as you can. Raid-wide Ether Shield mitigate. Cure Force heal up your party. Cut front, get in front of the boss, get in front of the boss, get in front of the boss. And range can pre-position far out behind the boss. Out, everyone get out. Melee can greet until the flash of light. And our last weapon is going to be behind the boss. Everyone get behind the boss. Okay, we are going to be starting out with our bow phase today. You have a quick march. We'll be quick marching to Delta or Bravo. Tanks up front with Himbo, please. Tanks up front with Himbo. We will be marching either to Delta or Bravo. Check your quick march now. Alright, we will be going away from the Pillar of Fire. Alright, go to Delta. Quick march to Delta. Quick march to Delta now. Healers, if you see a Firewalker, please rescue them. Alright, check your temperature. Find the arrow, find your arrow, follow it down, drop DPS if you need to. Okay, we're gonna get back in and there will shortly be a raid-wide. Raid-wide Ether Shield mitigate. And we are going to hold our burst. We are going to hold our upcoming 2 minutes as the boss will shortly become untargetable. And we are going to get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. In front of the boss now. Alright, keep hitting her. Check your temperature. Clones are spawning. Our safe spot is 4. Our safe spot is 4. Cardinal 4 to resolve. Enter Cardinal 4, you are dead. Alright, back in one more time. Our safe spot is 3. Our safe spot is 3. Cardinal of 3 if you still need to resolve. Enter Cardinal of 3, you are dead. And then we will have a raid wide shortly. Raid wide Ether Shield mitigate. Cure Force heal up your party. Okay, get out. Everybody get out. Everybody get out. Melees can greet until the flash of light. And you're getting a temperature. Check your temperature. And you will soon be getting a quick march. Check your quick march as well, please. The meteors are spawning. A little bit of mitigation, a little bit of regen. And then you're going to get quick marched into the right meteor. Quick march now, please do not greet this. And back in, and there will be another raid wide shortly. Raid wide Ether Shield mitigate. Okay, we will get behind the boss, and then get behind the boss first, and then get left and right of her. Behind the boss first, and then get left and right of her. Some clones are going to spawn. Stay on the green tile and pop your sprint. We are going to sprint to beta after this goes off, or just kill her.
Well, the fire didn't go off. Let's go.
Rays are dead.
Alright, we did not see brands. Everyone say a big thank you to our vets for showing up and dealing so much damage, so we don't see the hardest mechanic in arguably all of Delubrum's DRS for new people. If you are new, once you get raised, if you need to get raised, come stand with the ghost on C. We are going to do a little ceremony to steal Opal's words, or whoever it was. I forgot who it was, honestly.
Solving brands is not to solve brands. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, you just pretend it's a re-clear, and then the boss dies. Wow.
Is Ilya still logging back in? Are we face tanking the next set of traps? Probably.
I'm gonna try ninja percepting.
Oh no.
If Himbo's SSD is not fast enough.
No, Wobble. I've tried it. It's so fucked. I promise.
What?
I have a re-raiser.
Oh yeah.
Like that stopped us.
Dude, he's gonna fucking try and do the
if you are new,
sweep.
If you're new, come back here with the ghost on C.
I have 2 Shikuchis. I can do it twice.
I use my holoed for the funny sword temperature resolve, so it's not up for this anyway.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna head up the stairs. So follow the friendly ghost. And we are gonna stand around this bacon angel right here. So get super close to the bacon angel, but like not in it. Like about as close as I am. People in the back, you can come up front. There's plenty of space. I don't bite. Okay, so on the count of 3, we are going to jump into this the Bacon Angel, and then we're gonna head back where we came from, across the Trinity of Out Arena onto the jump pad, and then keep going. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, get in the Bacon Angel. All right, now keep running across the Trinity of Out Arena. Feel free to use sprint, use en avant, use whatever you need to. And then you're gonna go on the jump pad, and then you're gonna keep going. Also, don't worry, main, like, this... this is not necessary, it's just cool for new people. Alright, keep going. Yeah, because you're small, you can now squeeze in there, and once you get down, do not move, do not move. Our tanks are going to be face tanking the traps in the above hallway. So this leads to our super secret encounter. It's only in DRS. And if we do not beat this encounter, we cannot kill the queen. All right, hug the right wall, hug the right wall.
Explosion on bridge, not popped. Fuck it.
No. Oh. Straight down the middle. Do not.
No, don't do. It's on the left.
Right. It's on the. Wait. Let me go sit. Let me go sit. Let me go sit. Let me go sit. Let me go sit.
It's on the left.
Oh, I am directionally challenged when I fix my camera. Put my camera. Okay, I'm gonna go sit. Where's Wobble? There he is.
Between the lines, me.
Okay. While these people.
Don't cross the bridge. Don't cross the bridge.
Get fucked, idiot.
Yeah, I don't know server tech.
Alright,
Ball.
if you're new, don't worry about it. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay. Could I have, preferably vet tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4? Okay, thank you. I prioritize vet tanks here, new tanks, not because I hate you, but because this encounter is quite dangerous. It can and has led to wipes, and I would strongly prefer people who know what they're doing. All right, healers, if you have extra light curtains, so like say 5, 6 or more, come stand on Bravo. If you have Dispel, stand on Delta. If you have both, stand in the middle. Beautiful. Okay, I will explain what we are doing now, what we are doing here in a bit. Okay, so there is a Minotaur in front of us. He is our secret encounter. He is better at Queensguard. I'll put your mic up, thanks. He is better at Queensguard than guarding the queen because he hides in the basement, and if we do not kill him, we cannot kill the queen. However, him by himself is not, it's kind of a joke. He doesn't really do anything super threatening, but when he hits 70% HP, he's going to start dancing in the middle and summon 4 of his bestest buddies. At the same time, he is going to turn the darker tiles in the arena. So if you look at the arena, you see how there are lighter rings and darker rings into a death wall. So this will be the beginning of the ads phase. So the ads phase, like I said, is quite dangerous, and since this is a trash fight, we do not get LB3. So please minimize dying. Once again, if you need to hold GCBs to resolve mechanics, please do so. But yeah, I'm gonna break the ad phase down bit by bit. So the first thing that's going to happen is our tanks are going to grab their Minotaurs, one in each cardinal direction, and start kiting them around the edge of the arena. These Minotaurs, their autos apply ruin stacks, so our tanks will need to kite them, and our DPS will all stand here, where I'm jumping right now, on the outer save ring, and we will burn down the Minotaurs as they come to us. And then our healers will be on the inner ring. So at the very beginning, it's tanks pull the minnows, DPS south on the outer ring, and then healers on the inner ring. So what's going to happen? So first of all, our DPS are going to start burning down the Minotaurs, and then shortly after, everywhere on the outer ring except for the direct cardinal notches So this notch is like this little area right here. If that doesn't make sense, the notches become much more visible. The notches become much more visible once the death walls are up. So the everywhere except for that will turn yellow, and there will be traps. So our tanks are going to pop their invuln and then sweep those traps. Shortly after, we are going to get a debuff. Everyone is going to get a debuff, and this debuff is going to look either like the Minotaur sucking in some spaghetti, so please look at DRS Learning 1, someone has already posted the guides, or the Minotaur pushing someone down the stairs. So this is the most important part of the fight. If you listen to nothing else, please listen now. If you have the sucky spaghetti debuff, you are going to stand on the outer edge of this notch here, where I'm jumping. You will get a draw in for the full length of this little safe area here. If you have the kicking downstairs debuff, you're gonna stand here where Wobble and I are jumping here, on one of the inner notches. You will get a pushback for the entire distance. If you do not stand in the correct notch, you will get pulled into the death wall and instantly die. There are no second chances. So when your debuffs come out, please look at your debuff. Please go stand in the right direction. Resolve that if you do nothing else. The cast that makes it go off is called Fateful Words. So we may say, do your word. If we say that, we mean resolve your debuff. Stand in the correct corresponding notch. Again, this is a one shot. So if you do nothing else, please do your word correctly. Okay, aside from that, there will be a lightning AoE, a lightning ring AoE that will make everywhere except these little side notches not safe, so you'll have to stand in those. There will be puddles underneath our feet, which we will have to dodge. It is pretty hard to dodge because we can only move along the ring, so please be careful. And we will just avoid AoEs and burn down the Minotaurs. Now, healers. If you are standing on or between B and D, you will be on the inner ring. There will be balls of earth and balls of fire continuously spawning. If you see a ball of fire, you're gonna pop your light curtain, giving you a 10-second lost reflect buff, and then you're gonna walk into the fire orb, and then the fire orb will do an AoE on you, and you will reflect the damage back. Make sure to pop your light curtain before you walk into the fire orb, or you will just die. If you see an earth orb, you're going to cast Lost Dispel, so slot it in now if you plan on dispelling. And then if you see a ball of earth, you're going to dispel its stone skin, and then you're going to hit it with your dot, your glare, anything that's not an auto, and then the ball of earth will die. You will continuously do this while also resolving other important mechanics, such as your words, until the ad phase is over. When the ad phase is over and the death walls go away, there might still be balls of fire and earth. Make sure to handle them. Aside from that, the Minotaur just does Minotaur things such as cone AoEs, the swing that you have to get out for, and other boring stuff. So again, the ads phase is the most important. Also, because of this, we will be doing baby openers on the Minotaur. We will not be using our lost actions. We will not be using our 2-minute cooldowns. We will just be doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then building gauge to burn down the Minotaur ads with extreme prejudice. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we can put up our proper Minotaur markers and then get in front of the purple line if you're ready. Ellie with markers?
Wait, no.
Okay, pull whenever ready. And no, stop asking. We are not seeing Rush. I know it's funny, and I ask people too, but we're not seeing Rush.
Export and reclears. Join reclears.
Yeah, they have slower kill times than any progs.
Okay, remember we are not using lock actions. We are not using our bursts. We're gonna do baby openers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there will be a tank buster. Now is a good time to locate your knockback disable button. Okay, you're going to press your sure cast arm's length now. Okay, we're going to get out of the cones. Dodge whack, do not get whacked. Dodging whack is your one and only priority right now. And then shortly he's going to do a point blank, get out, get out. If you can gap close, you are too close. All the way out, all the way out. Okay, and we have pushed. Healers on the inner ring, DPS 3. Tanks pick up your Minotaurs. Alright, pop your lost actions now, burn down the south middle with extreme prejudice. Healers reflect and dispel. Alright, everyone get to a cardinal. Everyone get to a cardinal. Do not be on the yellow. Alright, tanks sweep the traps. Your words are out. Do your word, do your word. Resolve your debuff. Do your word, do your word, do your word. Word, 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 do your 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 word. Alright, thank you for doing your word. Get into a notch, any notch. Get into a notch, don't be in the middle of the ring. And dodge the orange, do not stand in the orange. You no longer need to be south, chase down the remaining minnows. Alright, good job, I don't see any balls of earth or fire. Get back in on the Minotaur, think about building gauge for Queen. This is an AoE, Cure Force heal up your party. These are rapid bolts, take them out to the edge of the arena, do not stand in them. Alright, everyone get out half the arena away, No, if you can gap close, you are too close. Wrong mechanic. Get back in for more rapid bolts, I think. Take these out, do not stand in them. Please take these out. Dude, I am not memeing. Take these out. Alright, half the arena away from this marker is safe. Don't stand in the rapid bolts, please. Alright, do not get whacked. Dodging whack is your one and only priority. Remember, we're building gauge for Queen.
Walkies.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
Alright, make sure to pick up your personal spoils. Raise any dead. I don't see any dead, so that's all cool and good. Yeah, and let's head over to the Queen Arena.
Reminder that if a meme is disruptive to others during a run and it's an any prog, don't do it unless the host has actively said it's okay.
Feel free to watch this cutscene. It is the same cutscene in normal mode, but you can watch it anyway. If you're asking about what Himbo said, it's basically like if you're like on any product, unless the host says it's okay, keep your memes into outside of the fight. So like you can meme outside of fights, but if it involves things like trolling people, trying to kill people, distracting people mid-fight with I don't know, whatever, like those sorts of things are all like host's discretion. Yes,
Yeah,
what
like-
Elu had said. If you don't know what he meant, you're not the problem.
But yeah, like a newbie in my party dropped to half health from that rapid bolt in the center, and if they had died, then that's on you.
Because like, my priority in these any products is helping new people clear. Like that's the most important to me. There is a time and a place for memes, and this is not it.
Dice are not considered trolling, but unless you're a gambler, I wouldn't recommend using dice.
I wouldn't recommend using dice or gambler at all.
Well, we all know that Millie would recommend using gamblers, so...
Well, not in a run like this. Not in a run like
I
this.
know.
Yeah, I'm not like. Okay. Welcome to Queen. Tanks. Feel free to slot in shell over your ether shield and reapply shell to your entire party. If they click it off, do not give it to them again. Once everyone in your party has shell, you can slot your ether shield back in. Okay. Okay. So Queen. So most mechanics in Queen can be solved by following the Dorito. Am I brave enough to put the Dorito on myself today, or do I want it on a bet? Okay, thank you, Lynn. Okay, so so Lynn is the dancer standing in front of the 4. If you are new, please focus target her so that plus does not get cold. A lot of these mechanics is easier to follow the Dorito than to follow the callouts. While I say something, it's easier to follow the Dorito than to interpret back half of the B4 tile or whatever my callouts might be. So if you're new, focus target the Dorito and follow them. So a few things to go over here. So first, how these markers work. So the Queen has a lot of chess-like mechanics, so we are using chessboard markers. So for example, this tile that that the ghost is jumping on right now is the A4 tile. This tile that I'm jumping on right now is the B4 tile. And then Cam, the black mage, is with the ice balls floating around him, is on the 3 tile. And then behind him is the 4 tile, so on and so forth. There will be a mechanic where I will be calling for people to go to very specific tiles. So make sure you understand how these markers work. Okay, that mechanic, in fact, is called Super Chess. Let me put the guide in DRS Learning 1. So, the guide is not working for me. Can someone else put the Queen guide up, or is... Thank you. I don't know what I did. Okay. So, at 2 points in the fight, if we don't skip them, the Queen is going to go untargetable and give you 2 debuffs. Your 2 debuffs will have Roman numerals on them. They will be either a 2, 3, or 4, and they will add up to 5, 6, or 7. At the same time, she will light up 1 tile north or south with like a sort of blue glow. That is the tile that you need to end in. And so what is going to happen is you need to walk the exact number of tiles as your debuffs and end in the glowy safe tile. But it's not that simple. First of all, you have 2 debuffs and they will resolve 1 at a time. So if you have a 2 and a 3, you for example need to walk 2 steps first, and then you're gonna get stunned for a little bit, and then you're gonna walk 3 steps. So you're going to walk until the dots over your head disappear, and then you're gonna stop. If you get a big red gash on your head, you have gone too far. Please go back. If you get a gash on your head, go back where you came from. You have a few seconds to do that before you instantly die. The other thing is that we can't start wherever we want on the map because the Queen's Guard will be doing line AoEs down the arena. Because of that, we need to start on very specific tiles. So I will call these tiles out. An example call might be 5s to A4, 6s to B4, 7s to 4. So you're going to add up your debuff, and then you're going to stand on the corresponding tile that was called for. Vets may also put the hex 5, 6, and 7 markers above their heads in order to help. So if I get stuck, if my call comes out too late, look for the vets with the 5, 6, and 7s above their heads. And then we are all going to walk into a safe column. We are all going to walk into a safe column, and then up that column, and then to the glowy blue tile. So your movement here is very precise. Make sure you're not walking more than your debuff. Make sure you are not you are walking in the correct safe column. And if you get a gash above your head, go back. If you fail, make sure you end up in the blue glowing tile because that gives your Re-Raiser a chance to pop. The second mechanic that I need to explain is the lightning orbs. So at certain points in the fight, there will be a sovereignty gauge, a duty gauge, like when primals have before they do their big ultimate, and it will slowly tick up. When it hits 100, you will hear a ding like a microwave, and then she will summon a bunch of lightning orbs and also get a bunch of buffs. So when you hear the ding, you're going to press your light curtain, and then you are going to move under a lightning orb, and then you're going to reflect the damage and the lightning orb should die. If you're a healer, after you've done this, cast a spell on the queen repeatedly until the queen has no more debuffs. Other than that, we will see a redux of a bunch of the Queen's Guard mechanics that we've seen before. We will see Show Hole again. We will see the Wind and Lightning AoEs. We may see Sword and Shield Omen from the Night. Pretty much all of those can be resolved with calls. Can be called out on the spot, so make sure you are paying attention. Okay, the raid wides here are called Empyrean Iniquity and Gods Save the Queen. I will call them out as they happen, but if I'm slow, just so you know, those are the raid wides. Tanks, make sure to press your Ether Shield, and Cure 4s heal up your party. Okay, if no one has any questions, if I didn't miss anything, get in front of the purple line. Everyone is in front of the purple line. You can count down when you're ready.
Food check.
We are pulling. She is about to do a big ass raid wide. Lost actions, pots, openers, do as much damage as you can. Raid wide Ether Shield mitigate. Cure Force heal up your party. And then we are about to go to our first mechanic, murder chest. I will attempt to call it the safe tile, but follow the follow the plus marker either way. Okay, let's see. Letters are unsafe. 4 is unsafe. Northwind's glow is pushing us in one direction. We are going north. We are going north. Be on the plus. On the one. Be on the one. And then get on C1. Get on C1. And we will have a tank buster.
I'll need someone to take it off me.
This is absolutely a skipper.
Please provoke it off of Himbo, somebody. Thank you. Thank you, Stack.
They aren't true and bone.
Ray White Ether Shield, mitigate. Okay, Raid Wide Ether Shield mitigate again. Pop submit. And we are about to have the sovereignty gauge. Locate your light curtain, please do not press it yet.
Plus will be safe if you're not getting into a orb.
If you do not have a light curtain, be on the plus. Alright, Ding, press your light curtain now. Get under an orb. There's one in front of the queen. Healers, dispel. Everyone get into a bubble, get into a bubble. Any bubble will do. This is Relentless Play 1. You will need to show your hold to the gunner in the northwest. The gunner is in the northwest. Locate the gunner on B2. Alright, we are going south. Go south. Show the hold to the tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning. Tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning. Show your hold to the gunner and then to a turret on the wall. And get back in. And tank buster. Someone needs to voke off Stack after this.
No, get him invuln, but then Asuna, then I'll voke.
Okay.
Asuna him. Asuna again.
Okay, and then we're about to have Relentless Play 2. So we are going to get knocked back. Do not be in line of the Knight's Dash. Do not be in line of the Knight's Dash. Stand on the plus, exactly on the plus to get knocked to safety. Okay, get knocked in the vaguely in the direction of C. Be on the plus. Be on the jumping vets. Do not be too close. And then we have our safety boys at 4 and at D. A small triangle on B4. Small triangle on B4. Small triangle on B4. And back in, and I think this is a raid wide here. Raid wide ether shield mitigate. And I think we are now going to Super Chest 2. When a glowing tile shows up, you're going to go opposite of it. Okay, we have wall is safe. We have back is safe. So 6s to A4, 7s to B4, 5s to where A3. So 5s to A3, 6s to A4, and then we're gonna go walk into the A column. Walk into and up the A column. Into and up the A column. If you have a gash on your head, you've gone too far. Okay, head into the glowing tile no matter what. Head into the glowing tile no matter what. Be in the glowing tile, be in the glowing tile, be in the glowing tile. Okay, and I think we have one more tank buster here. And then we will go into Relentless Play 3. Oh wait, no, Lightning or
the boss
Relentless
is dying.
Play 3. But also the boss is dying.
So for this mechanic, you kill the boss, and then the boss dies.
That's all mechanics.
He cannot legally hurt you. You win.
Okay, very big congratulations to all of our first clears. You can get your dog from the achievements menu.
No, we get it from Jonathan Sigurdania.
Yes, please visit Jonathan. He's lonely.
Guys, please raise new people first, not... Well,
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
I
we've
think
got
we'll be
plenty
fine
of
on
rises.
the rises.
We're fine.
Please pick up your chest if you are new. And if you would like to take a picture, there is a tree in the back that cannot be accessed in normal mode.
Wait, it can be accessed in normal mode.
You can access the tree in normal mode.
Someone lied to us.
The tree is in fact there.
Is the pathway blocked
Yes.
off?
I think
No.
this is a bit.
No?
You
Okay.
could always
No.
go there.
Okay.
You
Oh,
could always
really?
go there.
Someone lied to us very
Someone's
recently.
lying.
The only reason...
I fucking love whoever said that. Love missions spreading misinformation.
I don't know who it was.
The
I
only
remember
way to
hearing
tell-
it in a run very recently.
So,
Unless
the
they're
only way
just
to
lying.
tell if it was a savage clear with your screenshot at the back is if there's more than 24 people in it.
Oh
Or you can
yeah.
look at the chat. Oh.
You
You can fit more than 24 people into the instance.
Or you just believe them. Why would someone lie about a DRS?
Just make them summon their dog.
Ooh, that was an LFS call in the opener angle.
Okay,
I thought Opal was lying.
Thank you all very much for coming. New people, thank you for trusting me. Vets, thank you for coming and carrying the DPS. And also thank you to all the PV vets once more for being so supportive and welcoming and teaching me everything I know. If you liked this content, if you liked me, we do runs weekly here on PV in addition to any procs. We also do re-clears, which have stricter bag requirements, but we kill the bosses super fast. If you would like to get a full set of Augmented Laws Order armor for haste or glamour purposes, or if you just like this content, feel free to join re-clears. Lynn has a rostered re-clear every Saturday. Those are super fun, and you can try different roles as well. If you liked this content, if you liked me, be sure to tell your friends. Ride your dog around and show them off to your friends so they also want to come do this. I love doing this content, and we cannot do it without all of you as well.
Oh my god, Himbo, why?
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be in 40 minutes.
Listen, I'm not going out tonight. What else am I gonna do?
I'll join it.
If you are interested in a re-clear, Himbo is hosting a re-clear in 40 minutes.
I am hosting my very first Eprog on Monday evening. So check that out.
That too. In general, just check the schedule.